Hi, good evening. Steve Adler. You got a minute? We're going to go over the virus numbers tonight, talk a little bit about activities, talk a little about the election, and then send you on your way. Let's begin with the virus numbers, and let's see what it is that is important to note. Always beginning with the hospitals, because that's where we're going to get stressed if we get stressed, up to 27. So that number is up. Remember, if we get to 40, we start moving from the yellow into the orange area if we can do that for a sustained basis. But the 7-day moving average is 20. Remember, we were at 12 at one point. 27 is a little bit of concern because that's a higher number, but still could be, just a plateauing kind of situation, which is what the UT model is showing us right now. Take a look at the number of new cases off to the right-hand side. That's 154 new cases. That takes the 7-day moving average up to 108. That's the highest that has been since September 30th. So that's a concern with the number of cases rising. It's not that they're rising that much. It's not that they've been out of the range, but in the context of watching what's happening in El Paso, it's a concern. Houston and Dallas numbers went up. They may be plateauing too. Again, just still on the edge. That's why we need to be vigilant and careful when we do this. But let's take a look at the 7-day moving average and see if we're moving up or down. The numbers in green down at the bottom are the 7-day moving averages, 115, 42, and 19. Let's go to the next dashboard and let's see how the actual numbers tonight are comparing with our 7-day moving average. If it's above the 7-day moving average, that means we're moving in the wrong direction. Number of people hospitalized tonight, 134. The 7-day moving average, 115. So that sends like a little yellow marker for us. The number in our ICUs up to 52. The 7-day moving average was 42. So again, moving in the wrong direction. Folks on ventilators tonight, 20. The 7-day moving average is 19. So again, kind of warning signs. Nothing that is sending off alarms. But again, a reminder why it is. If we want to keep control of things, keep schools open, keep opening businesses, we really need to know that we have to maintain some measure of discipline. The number of new cases, the 154 gets us up to 32,605. Number of people passed away, 456, same number as yesterday, so no new people passed away today. But let's take a look at the active number of cases. That's that number in yellow off to the left. Active number of cases is 1,034. This is the first time that we have had active cases over 1,000 since August 15th. Again, no alarms yet, but these are the numbers we're looking at with respect to concern. When people talk about making things relaxed and making things more open, we just have to be really careful if we talk about that. And we really have to focus on those things that present a risk and those things that might not. Because we can take more risks with situations that don't seem to be showing up with additional viruses. We'll talk about that in just a second. Over 50% of the new cases that we're seeing now are in the 20 to 39 age group. Over 50% of the new cases, 20 to 39 age group. And really, it's not really 20, it's really 23. So it's really folks that are really out of college. It's the young adults out of college. And the thinking is that it's happening in the evening social gatherings. When families or friends are getting together and people just relax. They don't think that they have to wear masks around people that they know or do social distancing. Those are the numbers that we have. I would urge everybody, given these numbers that we're looking at, if you were with a large gathering this past weekend for Halloween, if you went down to 6th Street, there were big crowds there, unfortunately. If you were part of a large gathering, I would urge you to go ahead and get tested. You can get that done at a pharmacy, and insurance will pay for it. You can sign up on Austin Public Health. You don't have insurance. Austin Public Health, just sign up. Go take the test. We have capacity that goes beyond what people are asking for right now. If you were part of a large gathering this weekend, why don't you go ahead and get tested, and then you'll know whether or not you should be around people that you love and people that you care about. If you find yourself and you're going out to an establishment, or you find yourself in a larger group, you don't have to stay. Everybody needs to, take that responsibility for themselves. You go to a restaurant, they're not, doing a really good job of wearing masking and keeping people separated. Go find another restaurant. Always better to be outside than inside. Outside activities show a lot fewer infections passing than activities in groups that are inside. There's a football game on Saturday. That means that crowds gather, and I urge you all to please be disciplined, stay vigilant. Please wear your masking, watch your distance, wash your hands. And again, if you can't avoid large groups, leave where you are. We can open some things up and do things if the evidence and data tells us that we're not seeing infections. For example, in our parks, we're now unblocking some of the in the playgrounds, in the skate parks, in the pavilions, some of the activities, not blocking them off anymore. This presents some risk. But there really hasn't been much of a correlation between activities with these facilities and the spread of the virus. So the Parks Department is going to replace closure signage with caution signage that suggests certain parameters for use. At the same time, sports activities are not resuming at this time because Austin Public Health has observed a correlation between athletics and the virus. Dr. Escott's orders expire the middle of the month, I think November 12th, so we're all huddling and taking another look at those. I think the county judge said every couple of weeks he was going to reevaluate the bar situation. Those conversations are now beginning. You'll hear more about those things next week. So we had an election yesterday. I just want to thank everybody in the community for voting to support. Overwhelming number of people voting to support Proposition A. Passed about 58% of the vote. Proposition B passed with like 67% of the vote. Really proud to be part of a community that is embracing, looking forward, a community that is rejecting the status quo. We know that we have to do better than we have done in the past. Project Connect is a way for us to move forward and actually do something about congestion at the scale of our challenge, to do what's necessary for climate change, and to really take steps toward mobility equity. This is Project Connect, a plan that was doing more dedicated to that than any similar plan that we're aware of anywhere in the country. There was a similar $7 billion transit plan on the ballot in Portland. Their voters did not approve it. Another big one in the area around Atlanta, and it was real close. And the last time I checked, it was uncertain as to whether or not that would pass. So again, kudos to this community for embracing a future, creating what will be one of the largest job programs we could do as we pull out of the virus. A lot of other city council races. Want to welcome Vanessa Fuentes to the city council. She'll be taking over the seat currently held by Mayor Pro Tem Garza, who was elected yesterday to be our next Travis County attorney. Congratulations to my colleagues, Councilmember Kassar and Councilmember Poole, for earning re-election, being returned to the council. There's going to be a runoff. Councilmember Flanagan in a runoff with Mackenzie Kelly. I think that Jimmy Flanagan's done a really good job on the council. I hope he comes back. Councilmember Alter, hope she comes back. She's in a runoff with Jennifer Burden. But those two runoffs, I think mid-December. I think early voting starts, I think December 3rd. So just 4 weeks from now, yet one more election. Congratulations to newly elected Travis County Judge-elect Andy Brown. Congratulations to Commissioner Trevelyan winning re-election, being returned to the Travis County Court. A real champion for his constituents in the Eastern Crescent. We need his leadership now more than ever. Congratulations to Ann Howard. Used to run ECHO. Taught me a lot of what I know about homelessness. Really focused on helping people. She was elected to serve on the Commissioner's Court. Congratulations to her. Congratulations to Sheriff Hernandez on her re-election. And then in addition to Delia Garza as the new Travis County Attorney, congratulations to Jose Garza as the new District Attorney. A new age as we reimagine policing and take a look at how we do our criminal justice system. I'm real excited about doing things to make a safe city like Austin even safer. And I'm excited about that. Huge turnout, 70% of registered voters cast ballots. Largest turnout we've had since 1992, when 78% of voters turned out. That's a little bit of comparing apples to oranges because there are a lot more suspense voters still in our pool that were not in the pool back in 1992. Suspense voters are voters that may have moved away. Maybe they're a student that has an address and then they graduated and went back home. We keep those folks in our system now. You know, they can show up and still vote. If they don't show up, they just don't show up. But that means that there are more voters, and suspense voters are part of the voter pool. If you were to take those out and compare apples to apples, my guess would be that the percentage that we got yesterday wouldn't be too dissimilar to the percentage that we saw in 1992. Congratulations to the Central Texas House of Representatives, State House of Representatives delegation. All seem to get reelected and returned to their position. Congratulations to the incumbents in the federal congressional seats. They look like they got returned. Some of those were really tough elections. I want to congratulate a lot of the Democratic challengers as well. Hard races, good races that were put up. And then we have the president's race, and we're all sitting there on pins and needles waiting to see what happens. Just chill. Looks like it's going to be another day or two or even 3 before we know what the vote is. Despite the president claiming victory last night, still too early to really do that. There's still a lot of votes that were cast prior to the closing of the election on Tuesday that have yet to be counted. And it's fundamental in this country that if you cast a timely ballot consistent with the rules, then your vote deserves and will be counted. And that's the process that's happening right now. It looks as if the vice president may well win the election, but let's wait and see. Let's not call that election until we've had a chance to count all the ballots and everybody's voice is heard. So chill, take a lot of deep breaths. Process will run its course. We're not seeing any indication of disruption in our community. Everybody's just waiting to see. So with that, everybody relax. My daughter's getting married this weekend, so I'm going to take off here the next little bit to participate in that with her and our immediate family. You all take care, be safe, chill, and good night.